Hello everyone, this is Cirus from Witekio. I'm a business architect and today we are at Qt stand at Embedded World in Nuremberg, Germany. I'm joined here by Patrick from Qt. Could you please tell us a little about yourself and what you do?
Hi Cyrus, Patrick Dallez. I'm a business line director here at Qt, overlooking embedded devices.
So let's turn to the main focus of this discussion, which is GUI design and what holds 2023. Patrick, what are the trends that you see in GUI development in 2023?
Well, there's been, especially in the recent years, many changes or requirements coming from the GUI perspective on what needs to happen, how different devices need to be connected, how different devices need to be interoperable. So from a GUI perspective, having on different devices, on different displays, on appliances, different sizes of GUIs or displays. So and then depending on the industries, you get different types of requirements. So the complexity has just increased. But one common aspect of all of these is actually that it needs to remain functional and easy to understand and easy to deploy on different platforms or different display sizes.
And I think you're right on spot that from our point of view, we take you as an expert in embedded GUI design. We see the same trend. Basically, the customers are asking for feature-rich GUIs with a good user experience, but at the same time, we need to strike a balance between the hardware constraints of that. So in terms of trend, what we see is that there's a lot of focus on less buttons, more simple, less convoluted UI. There's a lot of voice UI. There is virtual reality, augmented reality. And then there is this latest trend called soft UI, when you need actually when you have the impression that the elements of the UI kind of dent over the background instead of just floating over it. So there is a lot of focus on sophistication, but simplicity at the same time.
You touched some good points actually. You have actually, I think it's not hyper customization, it's probably hyper personalization of the GUI as well. As you mentioned, there's a lot more features that are requested. However, it needs to remain functional and the end user has specific needs. So the customization of the GUI remains also a hot topic or a trend that is like increasing more and more. So hiding certain features that are not on the main screen or main display, but still available if someone actually wants to have specific features there.
And we know that one of the challenges is GUI development is this gap between the designer and the coder. And the good thing that Qt has done, this is a revolutionary step, which basically allows these two guys to communicate, because basically the design is converted into code. Could you please elaborate on that?
So Qt has transformed into a multi-product company, where we are able to sort of bridge the gap between the developer and the designer, and then of course the quality assurance or the actually end user experience. So what we do, our tool chain provides design tools where designers usually work independently. They create their own view of all the sketches of the GUI or the UI that they want to create and provide that to the developer who then starts implementing. However, Qt, what it allows to do is really allow instant collaboration between both the developers and the designers. So the designer will use our design tools or can use actually the actual tools that they want, so Figma, Photoshop, and actually then have that into Design Studio. Design Studio then deploys it onto the different targets. So looking at sort of the limitations that you mentioned on the display size, on different embedded devices, having on the performance. So we take that into consideration. So we actually then tying the work between designers, developers, and then in the quality assist, so deploying.
That's great. And now let's turn our attention to device maker. Basically, Witekio's main customer segment is our device makers, OEMs. And my question to you is that what are the main challenges? You already mentioned some of them. What are the main challenges of the device maker when they make their GUIs from your point of view?
One of the biggest challenges, well, now is of course it has been a lot of issues with logistics. So the chipset shortage has been one that has forced certain manufacturers to look at other options. So, and that's not a small thing to do. It's not a small thing to change the board or the actual platform you've been using for years to actually something new, because the changes are massive. Exactly. That's one area. Then the fact also that more and more manufacturers are looking at not having single devices, but a product family of devices, ranging from low-end types of devices all the way to high-end devices. You see that very, as an example, with home appliances, where you have entry-level devices, but then also the high-end device that has all the bells and whistles, that has the best display, should have the best GUI, would utilize 3D effects compared to then low-end entry devices that are having more basic features.
Now let's go back to your DNA, which is basically cross-platform, agnostic cross-platform development. Could you elaborate on that a little more?
Sure. So it's really like we don't care, or we allow developers, manufacturers to really decide which hardware, which platform they want to deploy on. I think one great example that we have is our sort of smart home demos that we have here today at the Embedded World. Is really showcasing a UI, or sort of the assets that we've created are deployed on multiple platforms, from low-end microcontrollers all the way to high-end microprocessors. So really looking at, we've designed the UI once, the assets once, and we have deployed it on a thermostat, we've deployed it on a mobile device, on a tablet, we've deployed it on a printer, on a high-end refrigerator display. So we're really trying to showcase the possibilities of Qt, but at the same time through this demo we've also sort of eaten our own dog food. We have really used our tools to do basically the demo that we have here, running on multiple devices, cross-platform, but also scaling up and down technology side on microcontrollers and microprocessors.
And last but not least is about our collaboration. Maybe some of you guys are asking, we already mentioned a little about that, the collaboration between Witekio and Qt. Patrick, how do you see our collaboration so far, and how do you see it in the years to come?
I think until now, collaboration is good because we have really been complementing, I think, each other's needs. So Witekio working on different types of products in different industries, and basically, I think using Qt partnership to actually, as you said, accelerate the go-to-market, accelerate some of the possibilities that you want to have to be deployed on multiple platforms. I think that moving forward, we're looking to sort of also extend the partnership in a way that, identifying potentially new segments, new areas where Witekio wants to go, and then sort of showcasing all the possibilities of having sort of the Witekio knowledge as well as the Qt tools to do that.
Thank you. We look forward to that fruitful collaboration in the years to come. But just to summarize on that point again, that is this complementary nature of our collaboration which makes this collaboration great. We aim to provide the best of the breed to our customers, and one element in that is to use the best of the breed toolkits. And this collaboration allows us to also provide the best service to our customer. As an Avnet company, we can provide the best hardware, the best software, and the best tools. Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you, Cirus.